Hi, it's Professor Tim Nelson with the Jewelry Design Department at FIT, continuing in our series of tutorials on making maquettes, this one for our cuff bangle. So, it's time for me to start surfacing this maquette. I'm going to draw a rectangle from center. I just want a rectangle that's big enough to hold my object. That's fine, and I'm going to make a planar surface from it. I can then delete that curve. I'm going to rebuild this surface. I want to have 5 control points coming across and 11 going this way. That looks wrong to me. That looks better. See, I can see the partitions this way. Turn on my control points. Yes, that's what I expected to see. I'm going to move this off the ground. My maquette, my initial offset was about 4 millimeters, so I'll try that. And I'm going to take my outline, and I am going to record history and project it up. I have to change the top C-plane so I can project it onto that surface properly. So record history is on. Project, delete input, no, that's important because if you lose your input curve, history will be invalid, it won't work. I'm going to check and make sure this is working properly. It is. The curve's followed. Alright, turn on my control points. And I'm going to start doing some control point editing. Mainly want to move the outer 2 rows. So I'm going to select the curves at the end here and select, I'm going to try select U. It could be either U or V. Oh, unlucky. It's U. I'm going to move those down. Just by eye. And then I'm going to take the outermost row of points and move them down again. And I'm going to grab the center row. I'm going to move it up. So I get a nice dome. You'll notice how the curve is following each step along the way. Now I want, in my image, I have a, well, it's got an edge and a fairly low dome, so I think that's actually pretty good. I want to kind of get a feeling of that rolled edge, so I'm going to insert knot. Okay, it is going the proper direction. If it wasn't, I would hit toggle. But I want it to go symmetrical, so I'm going to hit symmetrical, yes. And I want to add the row of points between the outer 2 on each side. Just like that. I'm going to grab these 2 rows and move them up. And you see that allows me to get a harder roll off of that edge. Grab these. So it's, you know, I don't want to go crazy with effort here. It's just, it's not hard to do, and I'm here, I might as well do it. And then maybe move these back down just a little bit. May have been a little extreme. There, I like that. Okay. The other thing I have to be aware of is, do you see how, from the front, my drawing is swooping up kind of like a pagoda at the ends? I don't want that. So I need to put them in a color I can see well. I'm going to turn the points back on. But now I'm going to actually dome it going this way a little bit. So I'm going to grab the 3 rows on each end, because I want it to be symmetrical. which is why, by the way, we put 11 rows. So we'd have a center row. Makes being symmetrical more easier. I'm going to bring this down to about there. Deselect the end row. Move these two up a little bit. Deselect the second to the end row. And move this up a little bit. I'm not going to belabor it because it is a maquette. I'm going to grab all 3 rows again on each end. It's not going down enough. And I'm going to grab this next row in. And I think that is better. Select the innermost rows back out again. And it won't be perfectly smooth, but this is a much more normal curvature. Okay, I'm all right with that. I'm going to trim off the surface so I can see what I have. Now, this is supposedly the ground, and you can see that with the new curvature, the new surface I've made, it is right on the ground. I want to lift that up a little bit, because I do have an edge. You need to have an edge in every piece of jewelry, as we've discussed. You need to have an edge, so restore that edge, turn the points back on, and I want this edge to stay about the same thickness. So I will grab everything except for the center row on each side. Move it down a little bit. Take out these 2 rows. What I'm trying to do is have some consistency along the bottom. And that's pretty good. Okay. I'm going to take this curve and I'm going to extrude it straight down. So I need the top C-plane active. So it was, remember, extrudes were always perpendicular to the C-plane. So I want to go up and down extrude, so I need to be in the top C-plane. I'm going to make it too long, quite a bit too long. And then I'm going to go back into front C-plane, do a cutting plane from 0, just to level off the back. I can delete this. I want to bring the rest of my curves up onto here. No, actually, the only thing I really want to bring up is this, and the way I'm going to bring it up is I'm going to extrude it, so I'll hold off on that. I'm going to go ahead and join these together and cap the plane hole on the back. And now it's a closed poly surface. So now I can extrude out and bowling on the holes. I'll go ahead and extrude both sides so I have a good cutter. Solid, yes. Solid difference. Okay, the last thing I need to do on this maquette is this surface here. Okay. There's several ways I could do this. In the previous demo, I did it by offsetting surfaces and doing more extrudes. I'm going to do an orient on surface just because we don't cover that very often. So I'm going to grab my curve. I'm going to extrude it as thick as I think it should be. I'm looking at the top side though. I'm going to extrude both sides, but I only am interested really in the top portion. Look at my image. It's fairly low profile. That should be plenty. Okay. So I have this in position. What I need is I need an object snap that I can use to position it on the surface. I have several available to me. I can make quickly. I'm going to do a section. So section command, grid snap, pull it straight across. I'm going to explode it, deselect the one I want, which is this, and delete the rest. I can now use a mid snap to get right in the center there, which is what I wanted. Okay, so I'm going to take this. I'm actually going to move it out from under there so I can see it. And I'm going to orient on surface. Now, base point means what do you want to use to mark the center of this? I'm going to use the grid snap right in the middle. The reference point for scaling and rotation, I'll pull straight to the side. Surface to orient on. That one. Okay? I want the scale to stay uniform. I want the rotation, I don't want rigid. This is all good. But hit OK. This is important. I always hit copy in case I want to make more, although I didn't use history, so it won't matter in this case. So I'm going to back out and do history, because it's important to show you how that works. Record history. Orient on surface. Base point, grid snap. Reference point off to the side. Surface to orient on. Accept the defaults, except for make sure it doesn't say rigid. Hit OK. Copy should equal yes. And we want mid snap, because that's what we created that curve for. Okay? And copy equals yes means you can make more and more of them on the surface. We only want one. So we're done. And you'll see it placed it on the surface and wrapped it around the surface very nicely. Now, the reason the history is nice is that if I want to do anything more to this, it'll be reflected in here. Okay? So if I want it to be thicker, turn off grid snap for this. I don't want anything to change. Actually, I picked the wrong origin point. There. I don't want anything to change here, so that's 1. Nothing here. 1. The Z reference I do. So let's say I wanted it to be a little thicker. You'll see that this thickened up automatically. Okay? Let's say I wanted to dome it in the middle. Transform, cage editing, cage edit. Bounding box, world is fine. I want everything to be 5 so that it has centers that I can use. Alright, so now if I want to, I can reach into here, grab that row of points, and I can on uniform scale that. And you will see that the belly picked up. So you can come in and nuance this all you want, and it will show up on the top object. All right. I am going to Boolean union these. Oh, sorry, I want that way. And I have my flat maquette. The only thing that remains to be done here is to flow it up on the curve. Okay? So I'm going to pause this video here.